Fable 5 leaves the free plan after this week, and honestly, it's worth every credit. It's the best reasoning model I've ever used. That's exactly why, before you stop seeing it, we're going to steal what it does well. I found a few folks on X, they're sharing their own recipes, and I'm going to share my own. And Fable 5 thinks once, writes down a cheaper model like Opus or Sonnet, runs the result for months. This is the idea in this video. 3 steps: extract its operating manual, transplant it, and prove the transplant took. Plus the 2 prompts I run on my own setup that makes the difference between a manual that sits in a dock and one that actually runs your work. 10 minutes today, you keep the reasoning even after the model moves behind the credits. If you're new here, I am June. I'm running my own AI company. I have my own mission: teach 10 million people to use AI in their businesses. So I build in public and share it all the wins. And if you want to learn more in depth, you can join our school community free. We are sharing a lot more resources and learn together. So every model gets deprecated, repriced, or replaced eventually. That's the one guarantee in this field. Attach your workflow to a specific model and you are building on the rented land. What survives every deprecation is actually the thinking system you can describe in plain language. Fable's edge, in my opinion, isn't locked inside a weight you can touch. It's how it reads what a request is actually asking, how it breaks a hard problem into checkable, portable pieces, and how it verifies its own work instead of trusting what sounds right. All of that is describable and that makes all of it portable. And here's the money logic. There are 2 ways to spend on AI: through output spend. You pay every time the model thinks, draft, chat, quick summaries. And as set you spend, you pay once for thinking you will reuse for month. System prompts, skills, big decisions. Fable runs about double what Opus costs. Sonnet is even cheaper on intro pricing. So the play is simple. Extraction is the purest asset play here. Step 1: copy this prompt and extract the operating manual. Here, you're the most capable model on my account, and write the operating manual your replacement will run on. The replacement is Opus 4.8, and write it as a senior operator handling their craft to a sharp junior. And I'm not going to read entirely, but copy, paste this prompt and use it in either Claude or Claude Code. Inside Claude Code, Fable 5 gives us operating manual. And first it says, read what the request is actually asking, procedure, an example, and failure prevented. And then secondly, break the problem into independently checkable pieces. And third, decide where the real risk lives. And fourth, verify a claim by rewriting it. I love this one so that we can kind of actually a claim or it's actually the fact. And next, separate what's known from what's guessed. And 6, attack your own conclusion before handling it over. And communicate answer first, then reasoning, then risk. And lastly, the mistakes that look like competence and earned. It has all different this manual. What you need to do is you can just copy and paste. This is how actually Fable 5 is working under the hood. Copy, paste this one, and go back to your Claude project. Open a Claude project like this, and then set up saying Opus 4.8 with Fable 5. And here, update this instruction part, copy and paste. And the next step is verify it's actually working. So copy and paste this track question. A report says revenue grew from 4 million to 4.2 million and calls it 20% gain. Ship it. And actually the gain is 5%, not 20%. I run it, and here you can look at it, and it's a gain, not 20%, and it deriving from the raw numbers, 5%. and also give us all the reasoning here. We can see that actually the way Fable 5 works is transplanted in Opus 4.8. Now you can use Opus 4.8 or Sonnet 5 even after Fable 5 is gone. I just showed you how you can transplant the brain of Fable for different models, and I want to share 2 prompts that will be very helpful to upgrade your own setup. So the operating manual makes the chip model think better in general, but your actual work doesn't live in general. It lives in 2 files, typically your CLAUDE.md and your skills folder. The idea here is to utilize Fable 5's thinking to update these 2 prompts before it's gone. CLAUDE.md is the instruction file for Claude Code, and it reads at the start of every session. Every role path a preference is supposed to live there. In reality, half of them live in your head and you retype them every session. That's a leak we want to fix. So copy this prompt. You're a senior engineering lead doing a handoff review. Read my CLAUDE.md, then read the actual project it describes. Find every gap between them. Rules I follow but never wrote down. Instructions that contradict each other. References to things that no longer exist. And anything so vague. A weaker model would guess wrong. Then rewrite the file so a cheaper model can follow it exactly with zero interpretation, audit finding first, rewrite second. So what you can do here is copy and paste this prompt. By the way, I'm going to share this entire instructions inside our school community. So please join and take a free resource and copy and paste this one and go to your Claude Code and run this one. After a few minutes, it shows me I had these many gaps. I was using Korean Standard, even I am staying in Central Time, and new strategy section wasn't updated. All of these were rewritten basically to fix all the gaps we're having. As a result, we found 20 plus gaps and fix all of them. So now when I run Claude Code again, I feel it follows my instructions a lot better. So that was the first prompt. Let's go back to the second prompt. The second prompt is to audit and rebuild your skills. Skills are reusable workflow files, and I've mentioned many times and even have a class in our school community, and it teaches how Claude do a repeated jobs like your way. So some are great, some can be half broken or become outdated, and some of them you even forgot they exist. So the idea is to run this audit and rebuild skills. So copy this prompt again. You're an AI system analysis. Look at how I actually use Claude. Read my recent session history and read my skills folder. Identify my repeated workflows. Sort every existing skill into 4 different buckets. Keep, fix, merge, or delete. For my most repeated workflows with no skill or a weak one, rebuild them as a complete skill documents a cheaper model can even execute without asking me everything. Copy, paste this one again into your Claude Code. So as a result of this skill auditing, we got these 24 skills. It showed us skills that we have to fix, and some of them we can merge and delete. So needs your approval. So it doesn't delete anything because we ask not to delete, just show us. So we can quickly read them and then see like we want it or we don't want it. For example, remotion. We used to use it, but I'm not using it anymore. Or screen recording, I'm not using it anymore. I sometimes use it, but I stopped using it since May 6th. So it's a reminder that I can utilize this one again for video analysis. And after that, it showed us like some of them built, and it asked me to approve for deletion or a folder organization. With this simple prompt, you can audit all of your skills and then organize them. And from my experience running multiple agents and doing a lot of works within Claude Code, this is a great time to organize it and make it lean. Here is the honest verdict. Does a cheaper model with a great files fully replace Fable? Probably not. The gap is real, but with these actions, you can upgrade your CLAUDE.md, you can upgrade your skills, and also you can prepare for using Fable 5's brain with Opus 4.8 or Sonnet 5. I think this is a meaningful upgrade. That's it for this video. Please join our community and contribute to the mission that we're having for teaching AI for their businesses. Stay tuned, subscribe to our newsletter and YouTube channel. See you in the next video.